What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Tuesday, January 30th, 2024, and I have an emergency alert to share with you guys. Right now, it is 2:53 p.m. Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major updates with regards to the U.S. retaliation on Iran for the 3 U.S. Army soldiers that were killed in a drone attack in Jordan. So Biden told reporters today that the response has been decided. So he's already decided on a response option. And we also have some breaking news coming in from various Middle Eastern sources that apparently the Biden administration sent a warning to Iran through Switzerland not to respond to any upcoming strikes on Iran from the US. Okay, so the Biden warning Iran, do not respond. And apparently, Iran responded back and gave a serious warning back to the US, saying that they will respond directly to any American attack on Iranian soil. So, this is very, very serious, guys. I want to just show you all of these US aerial refueler planes that have gone to the Middle East from the UK and Germany. These planes were moved from the US mainland to the UK and Germany 2 days ago. And earlier this morning, it appears they have arrived in the Middle East. So I personally believe that tonight we're going to start to see some strikes. Where they're going to be, I don't know, but we have the aerial refuelers in position to refuel fighter jets and bombers. We have 3 B-52s that have been moved to Israel. So the B-52s might take part in this strike. And here we have another aerial refueler that went to Turkey. And this is what we have going on right now over the United States. We currently have a U.S. nuke sniffer plane, a Constant Phoenix, flying over southern Missouri. These planes are used to detect radiation in the atmosphere. And we also have 2 nuclear war command and control planes that just landed in Oklahoma City at their home base. And this tells me that they're going to be active tonight. So they moved them to their main base. So this way they can deploy later on this evening. And American sources are saying that the U.S. military has received a green light to carry out strikes in the Middle East in the coming hours. And apparently, members of Congress will receive several classified briefings by U.S. defense and intelligence officials throughout this week. So basically, they're going to be updated by the U.S. military on the ongoing campaign. And Al Jazeera is reporting that the Iranians said if America commits a mistake, the Islamic Republic of Iran will give a decisive response. And the White House would not confirm or deny if direct strikes against Iran were on the table, according to an NBC News interview with John Kirby, the National Security Council spokesman. He said there's no easy answer here. And a U.S. official said the U.S. is being careful not to be too specific about the origin of the drone or which militants launched it in order to preserve some element of surprise when the U.S. responds. This is reported by CNN. So they want to keep an element of surprise. That's why they're not blaming Iran, or they're not blaming the Islamic resistance of Iraq, or they're not blaming Houthis or whatever. Okay, they want to keep some ambiguity so these groups don't know who's going to get hit. And apparently, the retaliation will begin in the coming days and come in waves against a range of targets, U.S. officials told Politico. And the Wall Street Journal is reporting that the number of injuries in the attack on the U.S. base in Jordan has risen to at least 47, according to a U.S. official. Okay, so it was up to 40 yesterday. Now it's up to 47. And U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said yesterday that the U.S. response would be multi-leveled, come in stages, and be sustained over time. And U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken is expected to arrive in Israel this weekend. So my guess is Blinken is probably going to beg Netanyahu not to go into Lebanon, but I think he's going to do it anyway because he's going to have to. And the U.S. Department of Defense announced on Tuesday that the Yemeni army had carried out 36 attacks on commercial ships in the Red Sea since November 19th of last year. 36 attacks, guys. That is insane. And someone in northwestern Arkansas wrote to me saying they saw 5 military helicopters flying over their area, and they've never seen that many at one time before. So our forces here in the U.S. are definitely getting ready for World War III. And apparently the Russian Federation is mad that we're going to be moving nuclear weapons into Britain again. We warn the American side that the redeployment of nuclear weapons on British territory will constitute a step towards increasing tension between our countries. And that's what the deputy foreign minister of Russia said. And Ukraine is evacuating 9 villages along the front line in the Donetsk Oblast. So that's not a good sign. Looks like Russia's making some gains over there. And Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, said in his nightly address yesterday that one of the main tasks of this year is to keep ahead of Russia in terms of the quality of drone operations and production. Zelensky said he held a conference call with Ukraine's military leadership and intelligence where officials discussed drone production, supply, and provision issues for the units. So Zelensky wants Ukraine to become a world drone powerhouse. And it's really a smart idea because drones are cheap and they've been very successful so far. Politico is reporting that U.S. arms exports increased by 50% in 2023. Sales of attack and transport helicopters and long-range missile launchers to Poland and Germany constituted around $30 billion, the largest overall deals. And this update was sponsored by My Patriot Supply. Guys, My Patriot Supply has brought back their 25% discount on their 3-month emergency food supply. And to get the deal, you have to go to preparewith.nyprepper.com, and the link is in the description below this video. And this 3-month emergency food supply has a 25-year shelf life and includes over 2,000 calories per day. All of this food is stored within 6 rugged, water-resistant buckets, and free shipping is included. And My Patriot Supply is also doing a 30% discount on the Vesta self-powered indoor space heater and stove. With this thing, you can safely heat and cook indoors. You don't have to worry about carbon monoxide poisoning. You don't have to worry about burning your house down. It uses special canned heat, and it comes with 24 cans. Each can will last you 6 hours and can warm up a room of 200 square feet. So to get the deal, also go to preparewithnyprepper.com. And also, My Patriot Supply has a general store where they sell all kinds of prepping and survival items. To get to that store, you just click on the My Patriot Supply logo at the top of the page, and it'll take you to their general store, and they have all different kinds of discounts here on various items. They have MREs, they have water filters, they have potassium iodides, fire starters, anything you can imagine. So use the link preparewithnyprepper.com to get 25% off of the My Patriot Supply 3-month emergency food supply and 30% off of the Vesta indoor space heater and stove. And the Israeli army says it neutralized the Hamas cell that was hiding inside the Ibn Sina Hospital in Jenin in the West Bank. And we have the farmers uprising in Europe now. Apparently, German farmers have blockaded the port of Hamburg. Okay, so that's a very important port. And farmers in France have completely blocked all highways going into Paris. And they also have blocked the Rungis International Food Market, which, by the way, the French Interior Minister said was a red line. And the French Interior Minister deployed 15,000 police to the area. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But the situation in France right now with these farmers is very, very tense. I want to show you guys this reconnaissance activity over Eastern Europe last night. Massive amount of reconnaissance. You can see here 4 NATO reconnaissance planes patrolling Poland, the Baltics, and Finland. So very, very serious, guys. Okay, you don't have this much reconnaissance for no reason. You can see 1 Swedish reconnaissance plane patrolling northern Poland and eastern Poland. You can see a French reconnaissance plane patrolling Estonia and Latvia's border with Russia. You can also see here a Swedish reconnaissance plane patrolling off the coast of the Gotland Island, which is a small Swedish island in the middle of the Baltic. And the biggest fear for Sweden has always been that Russia could try to take that island over. Okay, so they've deployed reconnaissance assets there now. And then we also had Jake 17, a U.S. rivet joint, go all the way up to the Finnish Arctic and then come all the way back down. So NATO is on high alert, guys. Okay. Like I said many times, I am very concerned that Russia could make a move on the Baltics, Finland, and Poland. Okay. That's going to be potentially the start of World War III right there. Okay. So we have to keep an eye on this area. And we also had a nuke sniffer plane flying off the eastern coast of Australia yesterday, which is very strange. It went all the way down to Tasmania, and then it went all the way back up to Brisbane. So I don't know what to make of this. If you have any ideas, leave it in the comments. Why would there be a U.S. nuke sniffer plane all the way down here near Tasmania? You can see that it was actually focusing much of its efforts just east of Tasmania. You can see it was doing these zigzag patterns here. So I don't know if it was trying to detect maybe Chinese or Russian subs in the area, but this is extremely unusual, guys. And here we have some video footage of the French farmers blocking one of the main highways that goes into Paris. Okay, you can see they've just completely blocked it. No one's getting in. So that's the latest breaking news that I have, guys. It looks like this massive response by the U.S. on Iran and its proxies may begin tonight. So I'm going to be doing live coverage. And until then, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.